What can you expect from tomorrow's certification process? Biden trying to make his entrance known. He's saying $2,000 checks will go out the door if Democrats win Georgia? And what happened with oil stocks today after Saudi Arabia announced surprise production cut of 1 million barrels per day? Find out in today's episode. Okay, let's go. What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good. We are back today for another video. Now, before we begin, this is my Twitter page in case you guys are not already following. What are you waiting for? I post here daily. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, this is the place where you guys can leave me your message and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. As you guys can see, we're close to almost 600 followers. Goal is to hit that within, let's say, end of the month or earlier. That's my goal. And as you guys can see here, we are just on TikTok. So if you guys like TikTok, I am on there now, pphumbleproductions, and I'm going to try to post on there more regularly. I'm very new with it, so I got to mess with it and learn, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right? Now let's continue. Alright guys, so today is January 5th in the evening at the time of this recording. Tomorrow, January 6th, is the certification process. So if things go through and everything gets cleared up, Biden will be inaugurated in about 2 weeks, right? End of January. That's when this whole thing happens. However, in case you guys are wondering how this whole process works, I'm going to give you guys a breakdown step by step, what happens and what you can expect. Alright, so as you guys know, we have millions of votes, millions and dozens of lawsuits. The end of the election is in sight. The final step to affirm President Joe Biden's victory is this week. Congress will meet January 6th, which is tomorrow, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to formally count the votes cast by the Electoral College. Currently, as you guys know, it's 306 for Biden, 232 for Trump. It takes 270 to win the White House. Now, this is very important, guys. This is required by the Constitution. It's one of the last opportunities for Trump and his allies to protest his loss, which, from what I've been reading, this is basically going to be the very last Hail Mary, so to say, to try to keep Trump for another 4 years. Okay? Outside the Capitol, protests are expected by supporters of Trump. And probably, if there are Trump supporters, you got anti-Trump supporters as well. So hopefully it's very peaceful, guys. Okay, we want peace from everybody. Everybody just wants peace, and we got to move on. What is the procedure for the count? All right, so this is what's going to happen, guys. Okay, Pence will open certificates of the electoral votes for each state whose electors met to cast their ballots on December 14th and hand them to the tellers to read out loud. As they read the state certificate, Pence will call for objections to the state's votes. Okay, guys, this man, Pence right here, he's going to be very, very important tomorrow, because which states is he going to call objections for? Is it the states that have been contested? Is he going to side with Trump? Is he going to side with the electors with what they wanted? It's going to be a very interesting day, to say the least. To be considered, objections must be made in writing and endorsed by at least one member of both the House and the Senate. So you need both. Any objections that meet that criteria will result in a suspension of the joint session, at which time the House and Senate will convene separately to consider the issue. And what ensues after that is a debate. Each objection is limited to 2 hours. Each member may only speak for 1 5-minute stint. After debates conclude, the House and Senate will vote. Okay? This is not a trial where Congress will look at evidence of fraud in the election. Green said, there are no witnesses, there is no evidence presented, and there's a very limited opportunity to speak for that reason. After all votes are counted, it falls to Pence to declare the winner of the election. So far, Pence, who has not acknowledged that Trump lost his bid for re-election, has remained relatively quiet on his role in the electoral vote count process. Yeah, because, guys, Pence and Trump are like the homies, right? They're going to get each other's back. Trump and Pence have been kind of quiet. Trump not so much, but Pence has been very quiet on saying if Biden has won or not won. I think this is where we're going to see a lot of fireworks, guys, okay? And also, too, I made a tweet about this. The markets are going to be responding accordingly. Either way, if Trump gets in, Biden gets in, either way, I think the markets are going to be reacting. So we're going to have to wait and see what is going to go on with that. Will there be any objections? Multiple House Republicans have indicated they will object to some states' electoral votes, citing alleged electoral fraud, though there is no proof to back any of their claims. yeah, I mean, that's all we've been hearing is election fraud and all that good stuff. So tomorrow, I guess we'll see what is really going on. All right, and then Trump posted on Twitter the president's legal team and other members of Congress, and they're kind of stating their claims here. There are plans by dozens of House members to challenge the results in at least 6 states, according to Brooks. And those 6 states, as you guys know, are the states that basically are up in the air to decide the election. Now, what are those 6 states? Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, and maybe more, depending on where we collectively want to go. Those are the main states, guys. And like I said, most of the other states are basically in the bag with who won that state. But these are the ones where they seem to have potential issues. So that's what they're going to go back on to see if there's anything else that they can do about it. Top Senate Republicans, including Mitch McConnell, have discouraged their members from backing objections to electoral votes. McConnell, who himself has recognized President-elect Biden, told colleagues that an objection isn't in the best interest of everybody, according to a report from The Hill. Mitch McConnell, this guy's not making too many friends, guys, okay? So this objection is not going to help. And also, too, he, based on reports, did not want the $2,000 stimulus check that a lot of folks were looking for in these times of need. So he is definitely not making a whole lot of friends right now. It'll be interesting to see if he changes his tune or if he just keeps on what he's saying. Millions of voters concerned about election integrity deserve to be heard. I will object on January 6th on their behalf. This is from, let's see, it doesn't tell us. Oh, yeah, it does. Josh Hawley. I cannot vote to certify the Electoral College results on January 6th without raising the fact that some states, particularly Pennsylvania, failed to follow their own state election laws. All right. I don't know yet, he said, on whether more senators will join him. I would think that there would be more, but there may not be. I don't know. It's too early to say. All right. Have there been objections before? Okay, this is a good question, right? So everybody's wondering, has there been objections before? Now, let's see what has happened. In 2017, half a dozen House Democrats objected to electoral votes for Trump, citing voter suppression and political interference from Russia. But Biden, then vice president and president of the Senate, repeatedly slammed his gavel and rejected the effort since they lacked a Senate sponsor. It is over, he said, to applause from Republicans. All right, just twice in 1969 and 2005, there have been objections that met criteria to require the House and Senate to debate and vote. All right, so there you go. Biden basically supported Trump, and now it's funny how the tide has turned, and we'll see if Biden gets the support, if things go through and they kind of iron out the issues that they're having right now. Could an objection succeed this year? In short, no. Like previous objections, there's virtually no chance that any objections lodged will succeed. The most straightforward reason the objections will fail is that they must be approved by both chambers, and Democrats control the House. The Senate is hard to predict. The runoff for seats in Georgia that will determine control of Senate is set to take place just today on January 5th, which is today. So this runoff in Georgia, guys, is very, very important. That's why both sides are spending a lot of money to make sure that people are voting and they want their side to win, because that could ultimately decide this thing. One state, potentially. So that's why there's so much news coverage you're seeing about Georgia. This is why, guys. It's going to probably come down to 1 or 2 states. For President-elect Biden's 306 to 232 Electoral College victory to be overturned, Trump would need to flip multiple states, but not a single state is in legal doubt. Okay, so there you guys have it. That's basically the breakdown for what's going to happen tomorrow. And yeah, Trump's clock is ticking. He doesn't really have a whole lot more outs. The Supreme Court that blocked his some of his lawsuits really hurt him, and this is basically, there's only a few more outs I can think of at this point in time, because we got 2 weeks until inauguration. So somebody's going to be inaugurated, and Biden currently is in the driver's seat unless, like I said, tomorrow something happens, which it potentially could based on what I told you guys here. Now let's continue and switch gears a little bit. Alright, so the bug juice. Okay, I've been keeping my eyes on this bug juice. California hospital administered 600 bug juice within 2 hours after discovering its freezer had broken. Yeah, guys, so more complications come out. Now, this thing has to be refrigerated at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, about 36 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, or used within 12 hours once it hits room temperature, okay? This thing has to be kept under certain temperatures or else it will spoil and you can no longer use it. So, the thing that I've been saying, guys, like I said, if you are held from being liable for this thing. I mean, these guys might want to keep some of this stuff outside just to store more of it so they can administer more doses, which may lead to them potentially not taking the proper precautions. Potentially, okay, just a potential issue of many that could come with this thing. Like I said, I'm just giving you guys information. You can decide for yourself what you decide is best for yourself, okay? Its freezers kaput. This NorCal hospital had 2 hours to give out 600 bug juices. All right, so no pressure there. Like I said, the doses were quickly thawing. It was not how my day was planned, said somebody who worked there. Like I said, there's a lot that requires this thing to work correctly, and the precautions, sometimes you gotta ask if they're all being taken. Again, it's for you to decide. I'm just reporting what we got at the moment. And Dow Jones was up about 200 points as investors await Georgia runoff election results. Yeah, the markets were doing pretty well today. U.S. stock rose on Tuesday as investors await the results of the key Georgia Senate runoff that will determine which party controls the U.S. Senate. Like I said, that's why they're spending so much money, guys. Both sides, Democrats, Republicans. This is going to be a huge determining factor is what's going to happen in Georgia. Also, too, as I was telling you guys earlier in the video, oil prices soared as much as 5% on Tuesday after Saudi Arabia announced a surprise oil production cut. If you guys own any oil or energy-related stock, check it out, because I can guarantee you that they made a very nice recovery today, and I'll show you guys how the markets did at the end of this video. Now, what about that second stimulus check, right? I know a lot of people are still waiting on it. I personally have gotten mine. I had direct deposit set up, so I didn't need to wait for it to come in the mail. There are some glitches. Paper checks may take longer. Of course, paper checks take longer to mail out and all that good stuff. But if you are having issues with it, guys, go on the IRS website. The Get My Payment tool is available in both English and Spanish at irs.gov, and that could help determine the status of what is going on. But people that got the first check that I've talked to, they've been telling me that they've been getting the second check via direct deposit without any issues. But let me know in the comments below, guys. Have you guys got your checks? Are you still waiting on it? What's the status on your end? Second stimulus check problems, payments delayed, going to wrong bank account, missing payment for kids. Yeah, I mean, you got kids, you got to take advantage, right? So you want to make sure you get your dollar's worth for each kid that you have. And yeah, people might just add somebody else's kid, their neighbor's kid or something, right? I mean, we'll leave it at that. But the problem is too, guys, if you go on the portal for the IRS site, because there's a high volume of people searching, you may not even have availability to use it. I remember that first check, I couldn't even access it, right? It took a while because of the high volume of people that were searching. Okay, TurboTax and H&R Block customers are waiting for their 600 check and demanding to know why they're delayed. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are dependent on that stimulus check. People have lost their jobs, so I can understand why there would be frustration on that end. Last Tuesday night, and the IRS would start dropping checks in the mail. That was from Mnuchin. IRS says it is using the banking information it already has on file from those returns. January 4th marked the date when the funds first formally became available for use. So there you have it, guys. January 4th, which was yesterday, is when those funds officially were available. But at any time when many people need a cash infusion, the money is not available, according to some angry social media users. Yeah, so a lot of people need those funds. Let's move on here. Now, Biden, if he gets his inauguration and he's going to be 4 years in the White House with no issues, tomorrow's situation with certification goes through, how is he going to make his entrance? A third stimulus check. Biden says 2,000 checks will go out the door if Democrats win in Georgia. So they win Georgia, most likely he'll be able to have the next 4 years as president, and he's going to want to start off with $2,000 checks, so that could potentially help sway voters to vote Democrat. That's probably what Biden is looking at the moment to try to do. All right, and another article that confirms it. A third stimulus check. Biden says $2,000 check will go out the door if Democrats win in Georgia. And people are eagerly waiting. I've been on social media, YouTube, and there's a lot of videos, and this is going to be a huge runoff. It's been a while since we had something this big. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about in today's video is oil stocks. Oil stocks soared after Saudi Arabia announces surprise production cut of 1 million barrels per day. as I was saying earlier in the video, guys, check your portfolio. If you have a portfolio, you will see that your stocks, if they are oil or energy related, they soared. Some as much as 5% on Tuesday after Saudi Arabia announced a surprise oil production cut of an extra 1 million barrels per day throughout February and March. Yeah, Marathon Oil, Occidental Petroleum jumped as much as almost 14% in Tuesday trade. So there's just a few to show you guys, and here we go. So just to show you guys how strong oil was today, look at this. This is from Markets Insider. I like to use this site. It just tells you your top winners and your top losers. It's absolutely free, nothing to buy. Look at this. Occidental Petroleum, 10%. Apache, 10% almost. Marathon Oil, 9%. Halliburton, 8.39. Devon Energy, 7.63%. Pioneer Natural Resources, Concho Research. Okay, here you go. So basically my point is this: most of these are oil and energy related, and it's basically dominating the market today. And some energies was down today. This is S&P 500 stocks. But if you go over to the Dow, you guys can see, look at this. Boeing, Chevron, what else? Caterpillar, and those were the main energy related industries. But Boeing, guys, look at this. Up almost 10 points, 4.4%. Disclaimer, I am long Boeing, and I'm very, very hopeful that Boeing can recover, because I've been in the red with Boeing for quite some time, guys. As you guys already know, sometimes on Twitter, if there's good news, I like to post it about Boeing, because I'm still waiting for a good break-even point, because right now we are heavily in the red. And also, yeah, Chevron too. I am long Chevron. They had a very nice recovery today. And biggest losers, as you can see, not too bad today, guys. Visa was down about maybe 2%, but nothing. Things didn't move too crazy today. We basically had a pretty nice recovery. Okay, so there you guys have it. That's today's video. Hopefully this helped keep you guys up to date with what's going on. Like I said, there's a lot happening every single day. I'm trying to keep track of it for you guys. And some days I might just make a TikTok video. As you guys can see here, this was my first video about the Roth IRA. If you don't know the deadline for that, click on the video and watch that. But I'll probably be doing that going forward. If you guys have any ideas that you would like to see me cover, let me know in the comments below, guys. I check daily, and I'll be able to incorporate it in future videos, okay? Anyways, that's going to be this video. As always, if you're not subscribed, don't subscribe. And if you like the video, don't forget to give it a like. Until next time, peace.